happiness in everyday life, peace in everyday life. How is the best medium for getting rid of the problems connected with stress management, crisis management, how we can face the problems of life, how this Kurukshetra means our life is full of problems, how can we squarely meet the problems of daily life by following the message of the Bhagavad Gita. And we discussed how Arjuna, when he comes to Kurukshetra, suddenly is overpowered with grief, cowardice, unmanliness, and how Sri Krishna exhorts him to be courageous, to face the problems boldly, and not to escape from the problems, not to become an escapist. And then Arjuna says, I surrender myself to you, I really don't know what I should do and what I should not do. And then Sri Krishna gives him the highest philosophy of the immortal self, but then he finds out that Arjuna's mind is not yet prepared for that highest philosophy. So then he comes down at the practical level, tells him that if you don't fight, then you will lose your prestige and they will call you coward. And then he gives us another philosophy of Karma Yoga. First he talks to him about Jnana Yoga, then talks to him about Karma Yoga. And yesterday we saw how this Yoga Karma Kaushalam, this yoga, this Karma Yoga, that brings efficiency in action, and that efficiency is also born not only from the perfection of work in the practical field, but also of the evenness of mind. This tranquility, this equanimity of mind is also necessary. As long as there is attachment to the fruits of action, as long as there is attachment, so long the work cannot be converted into worship. So a steady mind is necessary. Then Arjuna asks, what are the qualities of a steady mind? Because so long he was thinking he is having a steady mind. But Sri Krishna, when he told, you are not having a steady mind. Had you got steady mind, you would not have talked like the fool like this as you are talking. And you are grieving over small matters. You would not have talked. So now Arjuna asks, Arjuna Uvacha, Sita pragyasya ka bhasha, samadhisthasya keshava, sitadhi kim prabhasheta, kimasita vrajeta kim. What, O Keshava, is the mark of the man of steady wisdom, merged in samadhi? How does the man of steady wisdom speak? How does he sit? How does he talk? How do I know that one person is a steady wisdom? Then Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan atmannevatmana tushtaha sita pragyasta tochate. The Lord said, when a man completely casts away, O Partha, all the desires of the heart, the self being satisfied in the self alone, then is he said to be one of steady wisdom. So Arjuna understands he has not yet reached that stage. He is not satisfied. There is dissatisfaction. There is no peace of mind. A person who is satisfied with his own self would never feel the want of anything else. He would feel tremendous peace and happiness, which he is not feeling. So he could understand. So now Arjuna asks, okay, I got the message. How to know whether one is of steady mind or not? Okay, but that I can know whether I have got rid of all my desires or not. But how do I know whether you are of a steady mind or not? Whether somebody else is of steady mind or not? This is the subjective test you are given. But give me the objective test. How can I understand that X, Y, Z is of steady wisdom? About me I can know. Because Prajahati yada kaman, all the desires I have got rid of all the desires, then okay. And I am satisfied in myself, okay. But how do I know that somebody else has got rid of his desires or not? Because desires are in his mind. How do I know? What is the objective test? So now Sri Krishna gives the objective test. Okay, you want objective test? I will tell you. Dukkheshvanu dignamanaha sukheshu vigatasprihaha vitaraga bhayakrodha stitadhirmuniruchyate. He whose mind is not perturbed by adversity, who does not long for happiness, who is free from passion, fear and anger, is the sage of steady wisdom. Yah sarvatra nabhisneha tattat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna pratisthita. He who is without attachment for anything, who neither rejoices when receiving good, nor is dejected by evil, he is firmly fixed in wisdom. Yada samharate chayam kurvongani vasharvashaha indriyani indrithartebhya tasya prajna pratisthita. Also, when he can completely withdraw the senses from their objects, like a tortoise draws its limbs, then his wisdom is stable. This is the objective test. When you find a person who does not get affected by either pain or pleasure, and he is not becoming a prey to fear, to delusion, to anger, and he withdraws his senses just like a tortoise, then you may know that he is a man of steady wisdom, Sthita Prajna. He is a Sthita Prajna. So, this is the objective test. The subjective test, we can understand ourselves. If we feel happiness within, irrespective of the external situation, and if we do not have any desire whatsoever, as Holy Mother Sharda Devi used to say, the aim of life is to become nirvasana. Give up all the desires, and then you become perfect. Immediately you will realize God. That is the purpose of life. That is what Holy Mother says. Have we become like that? No. Then we are yet to reach perfection. We are not yet Sthita Prajna. That is okay. That is for ourselves. But how do we know whether somebody else is a Sthita Prajna or not? This is the test. Whenever anybody gets agitated by pain or pleasure, affected by pain or affected by pleasure or affected by anger, then we may know that he or she has yet to reach the state of a Sthita Prajna. I had not the privilege of having darshan of Shivpadanandji or Nikhileswarananda Maharaj, but I had the privilege of having the company of revered Vireshwarananda Maharaj, who was a disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi. He had come to, I saw all these qualities of a Sthita Prajna in his life with my own eyes. He had come to a particular place, I will not name the place, in India. And so there was this Diksha ceremony, Mantra Diksha was organized. A lady used to come to Raipur Ashrama. She was staying at that time in Raipur. Previously, she was staying in other place. So, that lady, even before marriage, she had taken Mantra Diksha from Vireshwarananda Maharaj, and she was very devoted. But after marriage, she was married to a doctor. He was 100% materialistic man, completely anti. And so he did not like his wife should go to the ashrama. But anyway, sometimes he used to come. Now when Vireshwarananda Maharaj came, so she started going to him and serving him by preparing some food and all that. And she had 2 children. They also went with her. Now, this Diksha ceremony was organized. Mantra Diksha, initiation ceremony was organized after 2 days. Then this young boy, very young, hardly I think he was 10 or 10 years old. He heard that Mantra Diksha is going to be held. Then somehow or the other the thought entered into his mind, my mother has taken Diksha, I also should take Diksha. Then she told her mother. Then her mother said, no, Maharaj does not give Diksha to small children, so much young children. So you take afterwards. Then he started weeping. I want Mantra Diksha. Then what to do? And she took that boy to revered Maharaj. This fellow is made like this and he wants Mantra Diksha. Then Maharaj also tried to say, yes, you will get, but not now, later on. But he was weeping. So Maharaj, he was disciple of Holy Mother. His heart was very soft. He could not see the tears of that boy. He said, okay, I am ready to give Mantra Diksha. But what about the permission from the parents? For children, if I want to initiate, there should be permission from the parents. Then the mother said, I don't have objection, but her father will become ferocious once he comes to know that. Now what to do? Then it was arranged that for the time being, this information will not be passed on to the father. After some time, an opportunity comes, then when he is in good mood, at that time, the mother will inform at right time. So for the time being, the father will not be informed. That was the arrangement was made. And so secretly the boy came to the ashrama, and here he changed the dress because you have to wear dhuti and all that. So everything was arranged in Raipur ashrama. The head of that ashrama was also told that at present this information should not go to the father. At the proper time it will be leaked out. So that monk in charge head, yes, don't worry, we will take care of it. Because he also knew this family. So it was arranged, that boy came, Mantra Diksha was over, and he was so happy, he was dancing with joy, and he was very happy. Now, another Swamiji had come from outside. He also knew this family. He suddenly came from outside. And this boy made special pranam to him and said, oh, today I have got Mantra Diksha, I am so happy. Huh? You got Mantra Diksha? Such a young age, Maharaj does not give Mantra Diksha. Oh, you are so fortunate, you are so fortunate, you are so happy. Now, after lunch, the doctor came with his car to pick up the wife and the children. Now, just when he had come, it so happened incidentally that Swami, who was from outside, was standing at the gate. So, as soon as he entered, oh doctor, you are so fortunate, your son has got Mantra Diksha today. He doesn't know the whole plan, what has happened here. He has come from outside, he doesn't know the whole plan has come. So he very simply, out of simplicity, told. And the father became so ferocious. What? Without my permission, my son has been given Diksha? Immediately, he left the car and he went up where Maharaj was staying. And he pushed the door inside. Nobody was allowed. At that time it was lunch time for Maharaj. So everybody had gone for lunch. Only we few people who were serving Maharaj were there. So we were just inside preparing lunch for Maharaj. Maharaj was sitting alone in that room. And he just pushed aside the door and entered. And he started all sorts of bad words to Maharaj. You fools, you fellows, what do you think? You deceive like this? You play fraud? You think you are monks? You are fraud, playing fraud? My son has been given Diksha without informing me? You are liars? Like that. He went on for 15 minutes, just going on telling all sorts of things. And our blood was just hitting. We felt like we should hit him, but because Maharaj was there, we could not do anything. Boiling, because the person who is given highest regard, highest respect all over the world, even the President of India, Prime Minister would bow down to him. All the persons, they are giving so much, they are standing on line to give respect to him. And for such a person, this fellow is telling all sorts of things. We could not contain ourselves. But what to do? But Maharaj, we saw, is sitting like this. Not a single ripple on his face I could see. Not a single ripple. What a strange thing. If we would have got even 100th part of it, we would have simply killed that fellow. 100th part of that bad word had we heard, we would have boiled. But then he was sitting like this, just like this. Not a single ripple on his face. After 15 minutes, because he didn't say anything, the doctor exhausted all his vocabulary, and then just in anger, he just went down and went to his house. When he left, then Maharaj told only one sentence. What would have taken 1 year will now unfortunately take 5 years. We could not understand this, what he told. What would have taken only 1 year will take 5 years. We could not understand. But later on we understood. Exactly after 5 years, the doctor's heart was completely transformed. He had to go to Australia or some other country for this one. He said his wife, till we have got blessings of your Guru, I am not going to go to foreign country. He himself went to Belur Math, took Diksha from him, took his blessing, and then went to foreign land. And then after coming back from foreign land, he came to this ashrama, and that ashrama had a dispensary. He said, I will give my volunteer service. As on today also, he is giving his volunteer service twice a week as a specialist. This transformation came within 5 years. But Maharaj had he not told all those things, it would have taken only 1 year. But because of this law of karma, all these things he had told to a saint, so his punya got this time. But this is what he said. This is the power of a saint. This is called Sthita Prajna. Dukkeshvano dugnamanaha sukheshu vigataspriyaha vita raga bhaya krodha sitadhir muni ruchite. He is not affected by anger. He is not affected by pain or pleasure. Same thing has been given in Bhakti Yoga. Tulya ninda stutir moni santushto yena kenachit aniketa stirmatir bhakti man me priyonara. For him, so many people come with so many garlands and so many VIPs are giving him so much of honor. He doesn't get elated, or he doesn't get proud, or he doesn't get egoistic. At the same time, when so many people are insulting him, then also he doesn't get affected. Wonderful thing. This is the test of a real Sthita Prajna. So, what Sri Krishna says, this test of Sthita Prajna, and then he says, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Sense objects fall away from the abstinent man, though not the test for them, but even the test ceases when the Supreme is realized. So, very beautiful shloka, particularly for spiritual aspirants. Vishaya vinivartante. Those who are fasting, for the time being you may feel that you have controlled your desires. But the test is still there. When the fasting is over, you take double food. Sometimes we feel, oh, I like cake, so let me finish my desire of cake. So we take 40 cakes. No, I don't want anything. But the taste is still there. So again you take the cake next day. Or if you think, I will do fasting. For the time being you feel, yes, you have given up the desire. But the taste is still there. That subtle desire is still there. Subtle desire will remain as long as one has not realized God. So one has to be very careful. When this subtle desire will rise and have the downfall of the spiritual aspirant, you really do not know. So the subtle desire remains. In the subtle form, it remains. Rasavarjam ras niraharasya dehina vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. So that test goes only after realization of God. It's a long way to go. Birbal was one day called by Akbar. He said, Birbal, you just ask your mother whether she has got rid of her lust or not, and inform me. Now Birbal was very much perplexed. How to ask mother? You see, such question cannot be asked. So he went his home and he was very much in distress. What to do? Tomorrow I have to go. What reply I should give to King Akbar? So he was sitting morose. Then his mother asked, "What has happened? Why are you so morose?" "Nothing has happened." "No, there is something." She was very wise. After all, she was the mother of Birbal. So she understood. He said, "There is something, you tell me, don't hesitate." Then he told, you see, he has asked this such a peculiar question, unpleasant question. He has asked, "What is the question?" That's, "Okay, don't worry, I'll give the answer. Tomorrow you go with the answer." Next day, Birbal's mother gave him a container that was to be taken to the king. So, "Did you get the answer?" "Yes, here's the answer. My mother has sent this container." So, the king opened the container. In that there was another container. Then he opened that container, there was another container. Again he opened the container, there was another container. And at the last container, there was a little bit of ash. That means the message was, as long as the body is not converted into ash, so long the lust will remain. It cannot go. That is why in Bengali there is a proverb, "Pudbe mui, utbe chhai, tabe sadhur gun gai." Pudbe mui, utbe chhai. When the person dies, when the ashes are also blown off, then only you should sing the praise of a saint, not before that. Because that lust will remain in the fine form. But rasavarjam rasopyasya param dishtva nivartate. But those who have realized God, those who have become sthita pragya, yeah, for them this is gone. Even that rasa is gone. Even that fine lust is also gone. That is the test. Yatato yapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manah. The turbulent senses, O son of Kunti, forcibly carry away the mind of even a wise man striving for perfection. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparah vashe yasyendriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. The yogi, having controlled them all, fixes his mind on me. His wisdom is steady, whose senses are under control. So this is the difference between a wise man and a sthita pragya. A wise man, a spiritual aspirant, howsoever great he is still struggling to control his senses. But one who has become sthita pragya, a studied mind, he has achieved that. He is no longer being affected by this. Dhayato vishyan punsah sangasteshu pajayate sangha sanjayate kamah kamat krodho bhijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibramah smriti bhranshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. Here, beautiful, the signs of downfall of a yogi has been given here. The signs of a downfall of a spiritual aspirant has been narrated here in the Bhagavad Gita. So one has to be careful. Brooding on sense objects, man develops attachment to them. From attachment arises desire, and from desire arises anger. From anger comes delusion. From delusion, confused memory. From loss of memory, the ruin of discrimination. And from loss of discrimination, he perishes. How a person comes to grief, how a person perishes completely, starts from there. Dhyayato. Starts from thinking and comes to the end, completely downfall. So, there is a beautiful story in Ramcharitmanas. Narada was sitting in Himalayas, deep in meditation. And he got so deep meditation that he forgot that he has to constantly move with Hare Nama Kevalam. That is his main job, to go all over the world, all over the three worlds and going on chanting Hare. But he got so much happiness by meditation and got so absorbed that he sat at one place. Now he was given the curse by Daksha that you cannot sit at one place. But because of his tremendous absorption in God, he got so deep meditation that he sat at one place in Himalayas, deep absorbed in meditation. Now he is not getting up. Days and days and days together is going on sitting for meditation, deep meditation. Now Indra became afraid. You know, these gods, they are very much afraid, like the ministers, when they will lose their chair. So Indra thought, when he will give so much, he will do so much of tapasya, I will lose my throne. So I must not give up my chair. So what to do? This tapasya of Narada has to be disturbed. So he sent the Cupid god, the lord of love, the lord of lust. Okay, you go there with your whole army and disturb his meditation, otherwise I will lose my throne. So the Cupid god came with whole arrow, with whole army, with his wife Rati, and they created in that Himalayas beautiful flowers and beautiful trees and all sorts of enjoyments, this and that, all sorts of beautiful music and all that. So then Narada opened his eyes and he saw that the Cupid god is making all sorts of tricks to tempt him. But Narada was such a high state of mind, he was not at all affected. He said, what is all this before the beauty of God? Like that, he told. So when he was not affected, the Cupid god became terrified, because previously also he had tried once to disturb Shiva. At that time, with the third eye, he was completely destroyed. So he became afraid that again he will be destroyed. But Narada, you see, he was so happy, he was so good to him. Then the king, the god of love, prostrated, please forgive me. I didn't know your greatness. Please forgive me. Don't worry. Don't worry. Now you have got your mistake. Go. I don't want to do any harm. Go. And the Cupid god went back with his army, told Indra, it's not possible. He is much more than a yogi. It's not an ordinary yogi. Now, Narada was saved from the great temptation. But one thing happened. The ego entered into his mind. You see how great I am. I have conquered even lust. Even the god of love I have conquered. And I am greater than Shiva. Because Shiva, though he conquered, but he became a prey to anger and he destroyed him. But I have forgiven him. So I am greater than Shiva. This ego came to him. And so immediately he went to Kailash Loka. After Kailash he told Shivji the whole story. How this and come, and then I was least disturbed, you see, and all that. Now Shivji understood. He has got full, he has been saved from temptation, but he has gone to another dangerous, more dangerous zone. Ego has come. Now what to do? So Shivji, you know, see, he was so nice. He told Narada, very nice, or very nicely done, you have done wonderful work, but now don't describe all these things to Vishnu. You describe to me, that's okay. But don't describe all these things to Vishnu. Because he thought if he describes to Vishnu, again the problem will come to him. But Narada thought, you see, he has got anger also, Shiva, and has got jealousy also. He has got jealous of me, so he is telling me not to tell. So he immediately went to Vishnu. Immediately went to Vishnu and told Vishnu whole story, how I have conquered the lust. Now Vishnu Bhagavan understood. Oh. Ego has come. When the ego enters as an aspirant, nobody can save him. There is a downfall, is very imminent. I must save him from this downfall, otherwise he will go away. So he created Maya. When Narada was going, after meeting him, and God also, Vishnu also appreciated him like anything. What is there, Narada, for you? You are above all those things. How can Cupid God attract you? You are above all those things. And Narada was very happy. None like me. And he was going back. Now God wanted to save him, so he sent his Maya. And in the way he found a beautiful city, and then everywhere beautiful horses, beautiful kingdom, and the Gunanidhi was the king, very nice king, and he welcomed him. Oh Muni, please come, give him lot of respect and all that. Now Gunanidhi had got a daughter, beautiful daughter. Vishwa Mohini was her name. She was created by God, so you can understand what beauty she would be. Beautiful, very beautiful, Vishwa Mohini. So, he called Muni, and then the Gurnidhi king said, you see, I have got a daughter who has to be married. She has become young. So, kindly look at her palm. You know palm reading. So, please look at her palm and let me know how is her fortune. So, the daughter was brought to Narada. As soon as Narada saw Vishwa Mohini gone, gone, he became so much fascinated, he just went on looking at Vishwa Mohini. He had conquered the god of lust, but here Vishwa Mohini is a product of Maya. So then he said, please look at the palm. Then he is looking at the palm, but his mind has so become confused that he had the wrong reading. It was written in her palm that only a person who is the master of all the worlds, can only marry her. Instead of that, he read like this, that a person who marries her will become the master of all the worlds. But he did not tell all these things, because if he tells these things, then problem. Now he understood that the only thing is that I must get her. So he said something, no, her fortune is very good, like that, and he simply went away from there. Now, day and night, he started thinking about Vishwa Mohini. All thoughts about God are gone. Dhyayato Vishyanpun, started thinking about Vishwa Mohini, how to get Vishwa Mohini. So there was a Swayamvar that was arranged for Vishwa Mohini. The Swayamvar, you see, now he must become handsome, then only Vishwa Mohini will put a garland on him. So, what I should do? So I should take up the form of Vishnu. Then only, if I become beautiful like Vishnu, handsome like Vishnu, then only I can get Vishwa Mohini. So, he thought what to do. Then he thought, yes, my only friend is Hari. Vishnu is my great friend. Let me go to him and ask for help. So he went to Vishnu and said, again Narad, you come, I want one thing. Whatever you want, you will get it. You please give me your beauty. You make me handsome like you, you make me handsome like you. That's only I want. He didn't tell the other things, why I want. But Vishnu understood. So he told in a very tricky language. He said, yes, Narada, I always try to do good to my devotees. You are a great devotee, naturally I will try to do good to you. You know, when a patient asks for a medicine which is harmful, the doctor never gives that medicine. I will also try to do good to you. Now, Narada could not understand that tricky language. He understood that God is going to give him good only. And then Vishnu gave him the form of a monkey. Because he has to save him, the face of monkey. Now Narada went to the Swayamvar and sitting there along with the queue of kings with his face of a monkey. And he is thinking he has got the most handsome face of a Hari. So he is like this doing. But Vishwa Mohini is going all along the way, but she is not even looking at him. There were two companions of Shiva, Gana of Shiva. They were sitting behind. And when they saw Narada, they started cutting joke. They started sarcastically, oh Narada, you got such a beautiful face. I think Vishwa Mohini is going to give garland to you only. Oh, what a beautiful face you got. So Narada thought, he also thought, I have really got a beautiful face. He didn't think that they were ironically telling him that you have got the face of a monkey. So Vishwa Mohini, even she is not looking at him at all. And he is doing like this, but Vishwa Mohini is not looking at him. Finally, Vishwa Mohini went to a king, and Vishnu had come in the form of a king. She put a garland and she went away. Now, this Narada was very much angry. Why? Vishwa Mohini did not come to me. Then those companions, Shiva told, first look at your face in the mirror. Go and look at your face. You are monkey. Then Narada became furious. You are calling me monkey? You will become demons in your next life. So this Shiva's Duta became demons afterwards. Now Narada went immediately to a pond of water, no mirror at that time, you see. So he looked at the face. Huh? Face of a monkey. Huh? I thought God is my greatest friend and He is my greatest sympathizer, He is my greatest helper, and God has cheated me like this. I asked Him for the most handsome face and He has given me the most ugly face. Then he became very angry. Okay, now I'll see to it. I am going to take revenge. Immediately he went for Vaikuntha Loka. I'll see to it that he is punished. Too much of it. Because there is nobody above him, so he has become he has become autocratic. Now I'm going to take revenge like that. And I'm going to curse him. Either I will curse him or I will die. This is what he thought. And in full anger, he started going to Vaikuntha Loka. Hardly had he reached halfway, then he saw from the other side, Vishnu himself is coming along with that Vishwa Mohini. Then he became furious. You call yourself God, you call yourself sympathizer, you call yourself kind. Are you kind-hearted? You are cruel. I asked for you something, you gave me something. There is nobody above you, and that is why he has become there. I curse you. That next life, when you take next birth, you also, just as I have been suffering because of the separation from Vishwa Mohini, you also will have to undergo suffering from the separation from your wife for 14 years. And this, you have given me the face of the monkey, so it is the monkeys who are going to help you in the next birth. Then Vishnu said, Tathastu, I take your curses on me, I will take the birth, I will become Ramchandra. At that time the monkeys will help me and I will have the separation from Sita, everything I accept your curses. And then he blessed him. As soon as he blessed him, the Maya went away, Vishnu Mohini went away, and Narada and only Vishnu. And when the Maya went away, he understood. Then he started weeping. My God, what I have done? I have cursed you. You are God. Now he understood what mistake he had been done. Then Lord said, don't worry. You are my devotee. It was my duty to save you. This is all Maya I had created. It has been gone. So now your ego has come down. Don't worry. This is how God protects the devotees. But here, the signs of downfall has been given. Dhyayato Vishyan Punstha. First, one starts thinking of the sense objects. What happens? When you think again and again, Sangas Teshu Pajayate, attachment comes. When attachment comes, Sanga Sanjayate Kama, then lust comes. And Kamat Krodho Vijayate. When the lust comes, when anybody coming in the way of lust, you become angry. You become angry. First of all, a boy looks at the girl, then starts thinking, and in the book also he sees the face of that girl, then starts getting attachment, then he wants to marry her, and then when the parents say no, then they become angry, and after he becomes angry, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodho Vijayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha. When the anger comes, delusion comes. You don't know who is there, whether he is my father or mother, you forget. And then Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha. There is a loss of memory. Smriti Bhranshat Buddhi Nasho. Then your whole intellect gone. And Buddhi Nashat Pranashati. Then your whole downfall comes. In the case of Narada, all this happened. First he started thinking about Vishnu Mohini, and then the attachment came, when then the lust came, and when God did not give him the form, he became angry on God himself. Kamat Krodho Vijayate. Krodhat Bhavati Sammo. And he forgot on whom I am giving the curses. He started giving curses to God only. Smriti Bhrashat Buddhi Nasho. And his whole intellect, whole wisdom gone. Buddhi Nashat Pranasati. But ultimate downfall did not come. Why? Because he had thought, in any of my situation, whether good or bad, my only sympathizer is God. Because he had taken refuge under God, so he was saved from the ultimate downfall. For other people who do not take refuge under God, complete destruction comes with these things. So that is why Sri Krishna says, Smriti Bhrinshat Buddhinasho Buddhinashat Pranashati. Raga Desh Viyuktestu Vishayanindriyaischaran Atmavashir Vidheyatma Prasadamadi Gacchati. But the disciplined man, moving among objects with the senses under control and free from attraction and aversion, attains tranquility. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso yashu buddhi parivatistate. In tranquility, all one's sorrow is destroyed, because the intellect of the tranquil-minded soon becomes firmly established in the self. So, so many devotees, they quote this shloka, Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasyopajayate. They take the meaning of this shloka in their own way. They say, Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasyopajayate. If you take prasad, all your misery will vanish. And so they come to the ashram only at the time of prasad. Not at the time of satsang. They have got their own philosophy. They are prasadi bhakta. In India we call them prasadi bhakta. So in Bengali there is a proverb also. Ramakrishna chela, prasader bela. There are some chelas of Ramakrishna who come only during the time of prasad. So they quote this one. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasopajayate. Once you get prasad, all your miseries will go away. But this prasada means, is it prasannata? Tranquility of mind. Here prasannata, that is the meaning of prasad, not that prasad. That prasad is also good, that also should be taken, and that also gives peace of mind, that is very true. But not only that prasad, along with that this prasad, both are necessary. So, disciplined mind, moving among objects with the senses under control and free from attraction and aversion, attains tranquility, and this tranquility, all one's sorrow is destroyed because of this tranquility. And because the intellect of the tranquil-minded soon becomes firmly established in the self. And because of this, then he becomes steady wisdom. Then a beautiful shloka comes, very important. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya na chayuktasya bhavana na chabhavayata shantir ashantasya kuta sukham. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya na chayuktasya bhavana. Here also those who do not know Sanskrit, they say, you see, without chai you cannot get happiness. Na cha ayukta se bhavana. That chai is not there, it is cha ayukta se bhavana. There is no spiritual understanding for the uncontrolled. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. There is no spiritual understanding for the uncontrolled, nor can he meditate. Na cha ayukta se bhavana. Bhavana means meditation. Na cha abhavayatah shanti. Without meditation there is no peace. Ashantasya kuta sukham. And without peace, how can one have happiness? So beautiful equation is given. If you want happiness, you must have peace. If you want peace, you must have meditation. If you want meditation, you must have control of the senses and tranquility of mind. Then only you can meditate. So this is the equation. This is the whole series of actions that we have to do. First, tranquility. How? By controlling the senses. This tranquility will give us meditation. Meditation will give us peace. Peace will give us happiness. Nastir buddhi ayuktasya na chayuktasya bhavana na chabhavayata ashanti ashantasya kuta sukham. There is no spiritual understanding for the uncontrolled, nor can he meditate. Without meditation there is no peace, and without peace how can one have happiness? Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harti pragyam vayur navimivambasi. Just as a gale carries away sheep on the waters, the mind that yields to the wandering senses carries away the discrimination. This is what happens. The senses become unruly and they carry away the discriminating power of a spiritual aspirant when the senses become unruly. So a beautiful allegory has been given in Kathopanishad. That is, Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi, Shariram Rathamevatu, Buddhim tu Sarthim Viddhi, Manah Pragram Evacha, Indriyani Hayanarhu, Vishayastesu Gocharan, Atmendriya Manobuddhim. This whole shloka gives the meaning that this chariot This body is like the chariot. And who is the charioteer? Charioteer is our intellect. And the mind is like the reins. And horses, they are these senses. Hands, feet, these senses. And roads, they are the objects of senses. And inside the chariot is seated that soul, Atmendriya Manoyukti, Manobuddhi. That is, the soul attached to mind, body and intellect. That soul, Jivatma, is sitting as the master of the chariot. And the chariot is going. As long as the charioteer is awake and the reins are under control and the horses are under control, it will go on the right path and will reach the goal. The goal is Paramatman. Goal is perfection. Goal is infinite happiness. But sometimes what happens? The charioteer becomes little drowsy. Then what happens? The reins become loose. When the reins become loose, the horses become unruly and they go here and there and accident. That is what accident happens. Yes, I was going I was going in Gujarat from one place to another, and suddenly I saw that the car is going on the reverse direction. Then I was going back to the same place. Then I saw the driver was doing like this. My God, very dangerous. Immediately I told him to stop, take a cup of tea, and then sit down. What had happened that earlier, in the name of lunch, he had drunk a lot of wine. So now I did not have to do japam. Automatically japam started. Till the time I reached, my God, the drunkard, he is taking my car. What will happen, I do not know. So the charioteer is drunk and then all thing gone. So charioteer has to be awakened. Who will awaken? The master who is sitting, he has to tell charioteer, hey, get up, don't sleep. But if the charioteer also, the person who is sitting in the chariot, if he is sleeping, then what happens? Both are sleeping. The person who is sitting in the chariot also sleeping, and the charioteer who is driving is also sleeping. Then what happens? The horses will take the accident is imminent. That is why in the Kathopanishad it is told, Uttisthata Jagrata Prapyavara Nibodhata. Get up. This path is very difficult to travel. There is danger everywhere. Shurasya dhara nishita duratya durgam pasatat kavyo vadanti. This path is very difficult, like walking on the edge of a drawn sword. So what you should do? Get up, arise, awake, and then go to the great masters, get knowledge. Don't sleep anymore. If you sleep, the charioteer will sleep. Charioteer sleeps, then the reins will become loose. The rein becomes loose, horses will become unruly. Horses become unruly, they will go to any path and they will meet in the accident. So get hold of the charioteer. Intellect is to be guided by the Jivatman. So Jivatman needs that input from the Guru. The Guru saves the sadhaka from the downfall by telling him, Saudhan, be careful, awake, always be awake, be alert, be awake, be awake. That is what the Guru does. So here it is told, Indriyanam icharatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tarasya harti pragyam vayur navi vivambasi tasmadasya mahabaho nigrihitani sarvasha indriyani indriyarthebhya tasya pragya pratishtita. Therefore, O mighty armed, his wisdom is steady, whose senses are completely restrained from their objects. This is the test of a person who is a sthita pragya. His senses are always under control. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneh. That which is night to all beings, in that the man of self-control is awake. That in which all beings are awake is night to the illumined sage. What does it mean? The illumined sage is awake to to certain things. For these things are not important for the worldly people. That we also see. There are certain things of attraction for the worldly people. Those who are spiritual aspirants, they have got different types of attractions. Those who are not spiritual aspirants, worldly people, they have got different types of attractions. So, where the wise people are awake, there the worldly people are sleeping. That means those things they are not bothered about. But there, where the worldly people are awake, they are bothered. They are very much concerned with this. With this, spiritual aspirants are not bothered. Not only that, even literally speaking, what is night for these spiritual aspirants is a day for the worldly people. And what is day for the worldly people is night for the spiritual aspirants. They will go on doing dancing and pop music and all that till late at night. But the spiritual aspirants will sleep early at night. And they get up early morning, Brahma Muhurta. They will have meditation. At that time, these fellows, they are sleeping. They are from Rakshasa Yoni. Yes, Rakshasa Yoni is people, they get double energy at night. But morning they can't get up. Morning they can't get up. Brahma Muhurta they can't meditate. They feel sleepy. So this happens, Asura Yoni. But those who are from Devata Yoni, they get more, their energy level is highest in the morning, and gradually the curve goes down at night, and then they sleep. And the Asura Yoni, their zero level starts. They are very much not awake at all. With great, you have to give lot of tea, then only gradually they will get up. They want to have bad tea. Then first bad tea, then slightly get up. Energy will go up, and midnight they are full of energy. You can get any amount of work from them. This is Asura Yoni. And most of the people have now become Asura Yoni. Don't worry. Majority is with Asuras. Doesn't matter. So when I tell them, please meditate in Brahma Muhurta, you see, that I will not be able to do. Okay, then you meditate any time. But Brahma Muhurta is the best. At that time, there is a spiritual current flowing in the whole world. Special spiritual current. At that time if you meditate, you get better concentration and the result is much better. But if you can't meditate, that's okay. But most of the spiritual aspirants have got the habit of getting up early in the morning. So what is day for the spiritual aspirants, early morning, is a night. At that time these fellows are sleeping. And what is night for the worldly people, that time these people are awake. So, but that is telling from the physical point of view. But here the meaning is, what all the things are of importance to the worldly people, that is not important for the spiritual aspirants, and what all is important for the spiritual aspirants is not important for the worldly people. So those who are of steady wisdom, they are of a different type. They don't follow the normal norms of the world. They are different type. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve shashanti mapnoti na kamakami. Beautiful shloka. As rivers flow into the ocean, which though brimful remains undisturbed, even so the sage, through whom all desires flow, attains peace, not he who runs after objects of desire. The ocean is always in the same position. So many rivers come. Sometimes there are floods in the river. There is no flood, never a flood in the ocean. It never crosses its limits. There may be ebbs and tides, but it does not alter its own limits. It is always there. So similarly, a sage, the mind of a sage is like the ocean. So many desires will come, but it doesn't leave its limits. That is the beauty of a sage, of a steady-minded, of a sthita prajna. He does not get disturbed by all types of desires. He doesn't become agitated. That is the beauty. But an ordinary person becomes agitated. So it is told, who will get peace of mind? Not he who runs after sense objects. Sa shanti mapnoti na kamakami. One who is desirous of desires, he cannot get peace of mind. This is the message. We told the first day, The solution for modern man is in search of peace of mind, but he is not getting peace of mind. Why? Consumerism, Nugin neurosis, hedonistic paradox we talked about, affluenza, mad after more desires, more things, but not getting peace of mind. Gita says you can't get simply madly pursuing the objects. Any number of objects will come to you, sense objects cannot give you peace of mind, because the source of eternal happiness and eternal joy is not in those external objects, it is within you. That is why Kabir says, Moko kahan tu dhunde bande, main to tere paas mein, khojoge tabhi milunga, pal bhar ki talash mein. Where are you searching for me? Everywhere. I am there. The source of eternal joy, eternal happiness is within, but we are searching outside. So the solution for the modern man, for the peace of mind, is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Go within. Just madly rushing after the desires are not going to give you fulfillment, the sense of fulfillment. There's a beautiful story of Yayati. I think that Yayati story we will not be able to say today. There is 3 minutes more. Anyway, I'll tell in brief. Yayati, he was a king. He was a king and he was enjoying his life very much, but somehow he got the curse. So, because of the curse, he suddenly became old. But he really wanted to enjoy the life still more. So he became very morose. Then he asked the sage, please do something. I am very sorry for the mistake I have committed, but please remove this curse. He said, I cannot remove the curse, but anyway, if you are so much afflicted, okay, I can tell you only one thing. If someone gives you his youth, then you can exchange your old age with his youth. That much freedom I can give you. So he had 4 sons. He was so shameless, you see. He was so much mad after sense pleasures. He asked his sons, can you please give me your youth in exchange of my old age? I really want to enjoy life. So the 3 sons, elder sons, they said, what do you mean? We also want to enjoy. After all, we are your sons. So we are like you. But the 4th son, the youngest son, Puru, he was very obedient and he loved his father. He said, okay father, you want to enjoy? Okay, I give you my youth. So he gave his youth and he became old, and now the king Yayati became again young. And again he had all. After all, he was a king, nothing short of pleasures, no shortage of pleasure. And he enjoyed like anything. So many years he enjoyed. Now again he became old. Now what to do? Now he cannot enjoy because of his old age. He wants to enjoy, but senses have become very feeble. He can't enjoy. So then he sat down. Then the wisdom dawned on him. Then he could understood. Then he said, the whole wealth of the whole world is not enough to satisfy the desire of one person. All the women of the whole world are not enough to satisfy the desire of one person. There is no way by which desires can satisfy a person. I have seen with my own experience. No, the appeasement of desire does not come by satisfying it. And then that sloka is given. Na jatu kama kaman upabhogena shamyati Krishna bhuya evabhi Krishna vartmeva bhuya evabhi vartate. Just as the fire is not quenched by putting butter on it, rather it increases, the fire increases. Similarly, when we satisfy our desire, the desire further increases. This is what is affluenza. Exactly that is happening. They want more and more, and still more. The dissatisfaction is going on, increasing, and the dissatisfaction goes to such an extent, they become mad, they become drug addict, then they commit suicide. This is happening. So this has been already given in our scriptures. This has been told in Bhagavad Gita, that Sha Shanti Mapnoti Na Kama Kami. Who will get the peace of mind? One who gets merged in Paramatman, who becomes a Sthita Prajna, he only can become he really can get peace of mind in everyday life, and also he can get eternal happiness and eternal peace. How to get this Sthita Prajna Lakshana, and then further how to get happiness and peace in everyday life. There are one or two more very beautiful slokas. We will think about it, we will discuss about it tomorrow. So we end here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.